have not in any instance doubted the mental capability of the president. But in most cases, people who commit the biggest crimes are people with very good brains but a bad heart. The person who made poison that killed Jews,
mustard gas,
yes, was not a stupid person, but he used his brain to manufacture poison. The other person was very equally brilliant, but used his brains to manufacture a Concorde supersonic plane. These are two people with very good brains, but how they apply their brilliance is different. We are looking at the issue of debt, and we are trying to ascertain where did the rain started beating us. So we go back in time. Who are the people in question of where the rain started? Who are these people that most likely made the wrong decisions that got us here? So we go back some few years and we go to 2014. One of the first borrowing that contributed to this debt stock that is a very strong yoke on our shoulders is the Eurobond. And the faces we see at that time, we see Raila Odinga asking questions. We see the deputy president of that time appearing on TV, responding to the questions asked by Raila Odinga. And this particular TV interview is the sitting deputy president of that time, who happens to be the president today, with Hussein Mohammed.
Who happens to be?
The communications of State House. You see, you don't look at what they are saying, look at the patterns.
Okay.
And this is what the deputy president at that time responds to the question of the Eurobond. Now let me tell you, Hussein, I can look into this camera and say that the people saying that the Eurobond is lost is total nonsense. Are you trying to tell me that the people of Kenya, the government of Kenya, can connive with the other people in America to steal from the Kenyan people? He said that Raila Odinga does not understand economics and the issue of debt. He was the deputy president of that time. He was in charge to explain any question around economy and debt. 13 years later, he's president. And we have a question around the economy and debt. And he's saying the previous regime is what got us here. As if we was selling mihogo in the previous regime. When we look at the previous regime, it's a combination of people who held powerful dockets. And when we blame the previous regime, who are we really blaming? The president was Uhuru Kenyatta. The deputy president, who had a 50-50% sharing of the government, was Deputy President William Ruto. Who is the president today? The finance minister at that time was Henry Rotich, who was brought by who?
Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto.
President Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta at that time was president. He brought somebody called Kamau Thuge to be the PS for Henry Rotich. Who is Kamau Thuge today?
CBK governor.
He's the governor for the Central Bank of Kenya, who has been appointed as one of the council of governors in the National Infrastructure Fund.
The Mercedes
what goes around comes around.
So, are you telling me that the Kamau Thuge of 2014, who we didn't trust around the Eurobond, we should now trust him with this? The National Infrastructure Fund? No. The Accountant General of Government at that time was Bernard Mwiruri. Where is Bernard Mwiruri today? Who was I can forgive the Auditor General who was called Edward Ouko.
He tried.
Who tried? And he traveled even to the US to try and get answers to the questions. That half of the Eurobond we borrowed has been lost. And there were allegations that the money was used to bribe people in the ICC. So, and today, People are telling us the president is thinking outside the box.
It's amazing how you took that that comment.
To circumnavigate around the issue of debt and come up with an alternative way of financing infrastructure in a manner that is understandably opaque. Because anything you create in this world will always mirror your character.
It will.
The person who created this camera must have been a person who wanted to see.
How do I look?
How do I look? How can I record a moment now? And so he thought and tried to create a camera so that he could record something and freeze time. So that you could come back and see what really happened at that time. President Ruto is known to be the person who does everything to benefit himself. You see, you cannot be the person that everything you touch, there are questions around it. And you say, people are just against you. And we just hate you because you are a Kalenjin. Really? How many Kalenjins have held dockets out here and we don't ask them questions? There are so many. And is Eliud Kipchoge hallelujah? No. But we celebrate him. Why don't we remember that he's a Kalenjin? It's because we can see that what he has achieved is out of genuineness. And the problem I have with believing that this thing will work is that the president is the one appointing people in charge of this thing, and those people appointed by the president will be the ones appointing the governing council. There is something else here called, there is a governing council and board of directors. Sindio? So my biggest problem is that I do not trust the person who have thought out of the box. Remember in 1999, it's good to learn history. This person was director of elections in Kano, the president that we have. And some 77 million got lost in Kenya Pipeline Corporation. You remember in this National Infrastructure Fund, there is Kenya Pipeline Corporation somewhere. Having been the IPO, they sold shares of Kenya Pipeline. So it's not the first time for the president to think about Kenya Pipeline Corporation. When 77 million got lost, and the law enforcement was thinking about who could have done it, they ended up concluding and suspecting that the director of elections in Kano must be the one who have done this, and they arrested him. His lawyer is the current member of parliament for Gilgoris, where the president has a very big ranch, Julius Sunkuli. So there is nothing new here. People would want us to talk about so many things, but the workability of anything, this thing might end up working like SHA. SHA is working perfectly as designed to benefit some people. You could see it is going to work like e-citizen, where 6.3 billion can be transferred from e-citizen to a private bank account in Equity Bank, but we cannot be told whose account is that. This thing, as we speak, will be holding 350 billion, 244.5 billion from the sale of 15% of Safaricom, and the rest from selling shares, 70,000 shares of, is it 770? Of Kenya Pipeline Corporation. Put together, that's 350 billion. Managed by a fund that is opaque. The Auditor General has no jurisdiction.
Let's hear what the